Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Watchdives WD1969 PRO. I have had this watch in my collection for a while, so I honestly don't remember if I purchased this watch or if it was sent to me for free. Just assume it was sent to me for free, and I get to keep the watch. But no matter how I got this watch or any watch on this channel, you're always going to get my honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review you want to pick one of these up, I will be leaving a link down in the video description. That is an affiliate link. If you guys use that link, you're not paying any extra. It just helps the channel out, so it's a nice, free, and easy way for you guys to support the channel and support me and help me get watches on the channel. So I really do appreciate the continued support. The retail price for this watch is $104 US. That's before any taxes, sales, coupons, discounts, or anything else that might pop up. If you end up spending over $150 at the Watchdives website, you can use my code here, ESCAPE10, for $10 off your purchase. The watch case and bracelet are made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, screw-down crown, screw-down case back, 200 meters of claimed water resistance, Swiss BGW9 on the dial and the hands, and the watch is powered by a fan favorite Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz movement. So unfortunately, I just sold my San Martin SN0121. It's a San Martin built watch that looks pretty much identical to this with the NH35. So I can't compare them side by side, but I will reference it throughout this review. Anyway, I said in my thumbnail that this is one of the best quartz divers on the market and for a very fair price, I think. And I'm here to tell you why, so I say we get right into this full review. But before we do, doing a quick wrist check today. Wearing another San Martin and Watchdives collaboration. This is the SN0141, I believe. Go check out the review for that up here. Alright, as always, we'll start with dimensions. We got a 39mm bezel, 11.7mm thick, 20mm lug width, 46.9mm lug tip to lug tip, and sized up on my 7.5-inch wrist with 2 links removed. It weighs 136 grams. So in my opinion, it's just a perfect set of dimensions. Under 47 lug to lug, 39 at the bezel. It does overhang just a touch, so it's probably 38 or so at the case. Nice and thin as well. 20mm lug width for strap changing. Yeah, I mean, it's just a great size for a dive watch in my opinion. Really happy with that. The SN121 is quite a bit thicker and chunkier. This one is nice and thin. You can see it's a pretty flat case here, but I think it's compact enough lug to lug that it should wear fine on most wrists. And you can see the bracelet drops straight down there, so even on the smaller wrists, it's going to wear great. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5-inch wrist, and I just love the size on this watch. I think it wears great. Pretty flat case, like I say, but it's super comfortable on the wrist. It feels very balanced as well. Yeah, legibility is excellent with the nice contrasting dial there, and I think the crystal does a pretty good job of keeping reflections at bay for what it is. So yeah, overall pretty satisfied with the way this watch wears. Here it is, just a slightly different angle. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Sorry I have no direct sunlight today, but the AR crystal does a pretty good job. It might show up a little bit reflective underneath this tree, but in real life it's not that bad. Alright, let's go throw it on some straps and let's get back to this review. And here we are on another cut to size FKM. This is one from what I call the pastel section. It's a very bright teal, kind of bluish, aqua blue color. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love the color on it, and I think it looks pretty darn good on this watch. Be a fun summer combo right here. I know not everybody likes divers on leather, but here we are. This is a hemsuit leather strap, vintage leather. I think it looks absolutely fantastic on it. The dark brown and the black always looks good in my opinion. And here we are on a single pass nylon strap. This is from CNS Watch Bands. This is I can't remember the color, petrol blue maybe? Either way, it's kind of this light grayish blue. It looks really good. And lastly, here we are on another CNS watch band. This is just a double pass nylon, so 2 layers underneath the watch there. You can see it sits up just a little bit, but it's still thin enough that it doesn't feel top heavy or anything like that. It's nice and lightweight as well. No strap clearance issues at all to speak, so just throw whatever strap you want at this thing and it's going to look good. And it's 20mm, so yeah, there's not a whole lot to complain about here. Go crazy. Alright, let's go back inside and let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing. So the case finishing is a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. It's done exactly how the SN0121 was, and I think the finishing on this watch matches that watch. That's how good this is. So I'm really happy with the case finishing. You can see on the tops of the lugs here, nice vertical brushing, really nice and consistent, matches the bracelet just perfectly. And flipping it to the crown side here, you have a 6.4 millimeter signed screw down crown. Really nice signage on the crown there. It looks good. Plenty of grip on that crown. Yeah, really happy with that. You got a horizontal brushing on the case sides here. Again, done to the standard of the SN121. Then you have this really nice high quality polish chamfer that separates those two surfaces. And again, getting up real close. This is kind of where watches start to struggle a little bit when you get this close. This one is just nice and crisp all the way through. You can see the polishing continues on top of the crown guards there. Really nice crown guards. Yeah, I mean, they just did an excellent job with this case. It's the same situation on the other side over here. Really nice sharp chamfers there. The only real complaint I have is this bottom edge here. It's got a little bit of a sharp corner to it. I wish they would knock that down, or even take this chamfer and run it all along the bottom edge there. It would really, soften this watch up. It's not something I notice when it's on the wrist, but when I'm sliding it, over my hand, I can feel that edge there. It doesn't feel the best, but that's pretty typical with watches in this price range. So I know that's something that Watchdives is going to, fix going forward, not on this model, but on other models, maybe on this model eventually. But for right now, it's just a little bit sharp. It's not a deal breaker, not a deal breaker at all. And it's not any worse than what the San Martin was. Flipping it over to the case back here, typical style case back. You got this coin edge here. Not a fan of that. I wish they would just use a regular case back, but it is what it is. It's a circular brushing, and then you got this vertical brushing. There's no signage or anything like that on it. You do have circular brushing on the bottom of the lugs there, and then you can also see quick release spring bars. So nice treat for later. But overall, I think the case finishing on this watch far exceeds the price point. They did an excellent job with this watch, and it rivals that San Martin. Okay, so let's talk about the bezel on the watch. So the bezel insert is an aluminum bezel insert. You have a lumed pip there at the 12 o'clock. You can see the alignment is just spot on. I'm okay with the aluminum bezel. I don't really like shiny bezels anymore, so I'm happy they went with just an aluminum bezel. It looks great, looks fantastic. You got the 15-minute markings there, and then minimal markings everywhere else. I think it looks really good. You can see, getting up close, just how nicely those numerals are printed. The bezel itself, it's a coin edge style bezel, really nice. It's fully brushed, so yeah, it just looks great. The grip on the bezel is excellent. The action on the bezel, really happy. It's 120 click unidirectional, and there's no play in it in any direction. I'm trying to wobble it around. No play in it. Nice clicky action. I mean, it's just a great bezel. It sounds maybe a little bit cheap, but it feels great. It aligns great. There's no play in it, like I said. So I'm actually really happy with the bezel on this watch. Okay, let's talk about the crystal. First things first, test it for sapphire. It is positive for sapphire. So we're getting a double dome piece of sapphire crystal with clear and a reflective coating. I think it's a nice crystal. It's a very subtle dome, as you can see there, nice and clear even at the extreme angles. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to complain about. I wish they would have a little bit more AR coating on it, but for the most part, it does an excellent job. The crystal is nice and clear. It seems like a high quality crystal. Yeah, I've got no major complaints with the crystal. I just wish they would throw maybe a couple more layers of AR coating on it. All right, so let's get up close. We'll talk about the dial on the watch. So I got the black dial here with the square indices. So you can get this in black or blue, and with circular or square indices like this. So a couple options for you to choose from. They're all a no date because the VH31 inside is a no date movement. So yeah, very symmetric. I love the look of it. You can see the indices are applied and they're kind of inset into that slope chapter ring. So it's a really interesting, very cool look. Obviously this is taken right from the Pelegos, but I think it looks really good and it's well executed in my opinion. The indices are a white frame, and then you have the white lume on the inside. The lume match between the dial and the hands during the day seems to be pretty good. This one is coming with the new Watchdives logo, which is nice to see, and then simple 200 meters, 660 feet there at the 6 o'clock position. Everything is done really nice. I don't see anything out of alignment. You know, there's no fluff or anything like that under the dial. It's just, yeah, I mean, they did a good job with it. The handset that they chose, just a perfect size in my opinion. And they look nice and crispy, black there on the right around the pinion, which I think looks great. And then the Lume on this watch is excellent. So I'm going to pop up a Lume shot here. You can see it against a couple other watches in the collection. And it holds its own. I mean, it's a Swiss BGW9 Lume, so it's nice, that ice blue glow. You get some daytime glow as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the Lume on this watch. I can read it throughout the night. So yeah, the Lume on the watch is excellent. All right, so let's talk about the movement in the crown. So the movement inside is the Seiko VH31 sweeping quartz movement. So you have 4 ticks of the second hand every second, so you don't have to worry about it lining up with the markings there and kind of annoying you. Yeah, I mean, it's a great movement. I've had it in plenty of watches. They've always been accurate and reliable for me. I think the stated accuracy is plus or minus 20 seconds a month, but they run better than that. And then, you know, the battery life on it is about 2 or 3 years, I believe. So yeah, I cannot complain with the accuracy or the movement in general on this watch. It is excellent, and I've been very happy with it. Screw in, screw out action is nice and smooth. You get a nice satisfying pop out too. This first position does nothing. Second position jumps right into the time setting and hacks the movement there, as you can see. Yeah, it's a good feeling movement. It feels nice and solid. The crown has very little wobble in it. So yeah, I'm very happy with the movement, very happy with the crown action. It's super smooth because you're not winding anything either. So yeah, really, really happy with that. Yeah, not much to complain about at all here. All right, so talking about the bracelet, if you've had a Watchdives bracelet in the past, you're going to be pretty familiar with this. So it is a solid 3-link bracelet, so solid links, solid end links, female pivot end links. They do drop straight down. The end link fitment in the case, really nice and tight. There's no wobble there. It follows the case curvature just perfectly. Really, really happy with that fitment there. It does come with quick release spring bars, so that's nice to see as well, especially at this price point. It's not something you typically see. So yeah, really happy with that. The 3-link bracelet, it's fine. It's better than what you're getting from like Addie's Dive, but not quite as nice as what you're getting from San Martin. It is held in by friction pins there. And then this one is actually set up for, if you can see here, you have a screw there. So this one is set up for their new on-the-fly adjustment clasp. So if you wanted to, you know, spend, I think it's $35 for that clasp, you can swap that on here. The clasp itself, it's the typical Watchdives clasp. I have no problem with this, and I actually feel like it balances nicely with this watch head. It's a nicely pressed outer shell, milled inner bits here, as you can see. You got plenty of micro adjust there, 5 positions. And yeah, I mean, everything is done nice on this clasp. The finishing is good. There's no like sharp edges on the clasp or anything like that. It doesn't rattle. It opens and closes exactly like you want it to every single time. Yeah, it's a decent clasp. It's I think fair for the price point this clasp is. But like I said, if you wanted to upgrade this, maybe get you over that $150 threshold, you can throw on that adjustable clasp and then use my discount code and save $10. So just something to think about. But that being said, I do like the bracelet. I think it's comfortable. This bottom edge has been nicely rounded off. The fluidity of the bracelet is perfect. It doesn't pinch hairs or anything like that. I think the finishing on it matches the case perfectly. You've got brushing on the top and then polishing on the sides there. And yeah, everything is done to a nice standard. I mean, like I said, it's not the best bracelet, but you can't expect the best bracelet for $100. But it is very, very acceptable for the price, I'm going to say. So yeah, I'm really happy with the bracelet on this watch, and I think they can make it even a little bit better with that on-the-fly clasp. So just something to think about. So there you go, guys. That is the Watchdives WD1969 PRO. An excellent quartz dive watch. Even, you know, not considering that this is a quartz, this is an excellent buy. $100 gets you a very, very nice and complete watch. Quick release spring bars, a nice bracelet, good bezel action, good lume, nice clean dial, good size too. And yeah, I mean, I have watches ranging from $50 up to like $1,500 in this kind of quartz dive watch situation. You know, Addie's Dive, I've got the ProMaster, which you saw earlier, and the Seamaster quartz that I have. So, you know, I've got a whole range to compare to, and this is just excellent. I cannot fault this watch at all. So yeah, if you guys are interested in the watch, go check out the link in the video description. I think you're going to be really happy with the watch. I know I am. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.